What's up, Facebook? So, you guys are here to learn how to get 10,000
What's up,
followers.
Facebook?
Ah! That was my voice coming on my phone way late. Anyway, 10,000 followers in a week using Facebook ads. Asterisk, is it a good idea? I'll let you decide. There's some ethics, some morals involved, but nonetheless, there is a way to do it using Facebook ads. And honestly, you don't actually have to spend that much money to do it. So, um, I'm going to jump into business manager here in just a second, but real quick, let me just talk about the reasons why this might not be such a good idea. 10,000 followers is a lot of people. However, if you get 10,000 followers that just like your content to like it, they may not be engaging with your content the way you need them to. And so think about, if you have 10,000 followers and then you post something and it gets like 2 likes, like that ratio is not very good. Like Facebook's going to be looking out for that. They're going to be like, why does Hannah have so many followers and yet none of those followers engage with her content? So I'm still going to show you how to do it. I'm going to walk you through the process of making this ad in Business Manager, but really think about the consequences of getting all of these followers and then not having the engagement to back it up. So vanity metrics are a little funky. So if you're just concerned about followers, go for it. If you are concerned about likes and comments and shares and the actual engagement and building a community, then maybe this isn't the route for you. And building a more organic campaign might be a good idea. So, I've got my screen shared and I'm going to pop that up real quick. But I just real quick, I want to make sure that, if you guys are watching, drop your name in the comments, introduce yourself, what your business is, put your Facebook page in there. We want to make sure that we're following you guys. And that will, help me to put names to the people that are watching this. So that will help me out tremendously. All right. So let me pop over to my business manager. So business manager is where you're going to be running these ads. So if you don't have your business manager for Facebook set up, I highly suggest it's just business.facebook.com. Go ahead and set that up, claim your page, and this is how you're going to run all of your ad accounts. So you can see that all the pages that I manage are listed under here, right? We've got the Square One page, the Business and Food Trucks, Food Ed, Romance ChandraCon. So these are all the pages that I have access to managing in this platform, which is different than just Facebook, right? We want to make sure that when we can come over here and it says Ad Center. Oh, yeah, I want to run an ad. This is different than this. Business Manager gives you all of the options. This Ad Center does not give you the options that you're going to need in order to run this particular campaign. So, without further ado, we'll get started here. And of course, as I go on, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments. I'm going to do my best to answer those as the class goes on. Hi, Justine. thanks for watching. Okay, so if you're on Business Manager, first thing you're going to want to do is go to your Ads Manager. That's on the menu on the left-hand side. I'm going to click on that. And it's going to show me kind of some of the ads that we've run in the past. Of course, you can always edit the date by clicking on that menu on the top right. But what I'm going to do is right off the bat, I'm going to hit that green create button. This is going to start the campaign edit, right? So the very first thing it's going to ask us to do is choose a campaign objective. So this is the goal of your ad. So if your goal is brand awareness or reach or store traffic, so if you've got an online store, these are all your options. But because today is specifically about getting 10,000 page likes in less than a week, then what we're going to do is we're going to hit engagement. This is under the consideration option. So if we hit engagement, it's going to default to post engagement. So this is engagement for one video or engagement for one post. But this is not what we're after, right? We want page likes. So we're going to select page likes under engagement type. And then we're going to hit continue. Another thing we can do, there's this little drop down menu. It says name your campaign optional. I'm going to do this as we go on, but if you wanted to go ahead and name your campaign, you could do that then. You could name your ad set, name your ad, but we're going to do that as we go on. So just to recap, engagement, page likes, and that's what's going to get us started. So hit that continue button. All right, making sure I got my, yes, Business Manager is it's a part of Facebook. It's not a business page, right? It's not a group. You can't use groups. Unfortunately, you can't have ads for groups. I think that a lot of group admins would really like that, but Business Manager only works for pages. It also doesn't work for your personal account. So it has to be a Facebook page, not a group or a personal account. But thank you so much for that question, Justine. Hi, Amy. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this campaign a name. And so for the easiness of creating this, it defaults to new page likes campaign. Well, I want to know specifically. So when I go back and I, get a list of all of the ads that I've run, I want to know exactly what this campaign was called. And so I'm going to name this campaign Fall 2021 Page Likes Square One. That's what I'm going to name the campaign. So this is a very important option right here. Now, it's not going to relate to everybody, but you're going to want to really look at those special ad categories. And here's why. If you are in real estate, if you are in mortgage, if you are a banker, if you have anything to do with like a social issue, if you're a government, politician, whatever that is, if you fall into one of these special ad categories, you have got to declare it. If you do not declare what category you fall into, if you fall into one of these, your ad will get declined and it won't go out. And it's not the end of the world. It's just going to take you more time, right? So if you are in real estate, mortgage, that type of thing, you want to make sure that you're selecting housing. If you are a recruiter, if you are some sort of HR representative, you want to make sure that you're hitting that employment. If you're a politician, right, you want to make sure that you're hitting that social issues. This is very, very important. If you, like I said, if you don't select one of these, you're saying that, no, this doesn't apply to me. And that's okay. Most small businesses are not going to fall under that special ad category. But if you do, you need to make sure you select it. All right, we're going to keep going down. Now, luckily, the defaults for most of these are what we're going to go with. So the campaign details, it's buying type. So auction, what does that mean? It means that it's going to go, it's going to spend your money in the smartest way possible. It's not going to go in a certain direction that's going to like spend a bunch of money without any return on that. So you want to make sure that your buying type is auction. That's the default. The campaign objective, of course, we hit page likes already. The A/B test, we're not dealing with it. If you are getting into Facebook ads and you want something really specific, you want to try one ad versus another, we're going to do the A/B test, but not today. All right, this may be the most important part of this entire process, and it's the campaign budget optimization. For the love of God, do not set your daily budget at the default of $125 unless that's how much you want to spend. I'm guessing it's not. So what I would suggest, if this is your first time running an ad, if this is the first time that you're trying to get a bunch of followers, take this down to $5, $10 a day, and realize this is per day. It's not the length of the ad. This is per day. Now we can use this drop down and we can say, no, I want to do a lifetime budget of, oh my God, not $1,000, right? We want to do a lifetime budget of $20, of $10. But like I said, let's go daily budget. Let's do $5 a day. By the way, I'm not going to be running this ad because I don't think it's right for Square One, but it might be right for you. And then we're going to hit this next button. So just to recap, we've named our campaign. We've selected a special ad category if we fall under one of those categories. We've not touched the campaign details because the defaults work. We don't touch the A/B test because we're not doing that today. And we make sure that we have a daily budget of whatever you want that budget to be. Make sure before you hit this next that this is the number you need it to be. All right, perfect. Next. All right, so now we're going to name our ad set. So the campaign is our big goal, right? Now the ad set is our audience, right? Like this ad is going to go to this specific group of people. So think of this as like the demographic, right? This is where this ad is going. So this ad set, I'm going to call, here's the kicker, you guys. This is why you're here. I'm going to call this one Foreign Likes, because we're going to be targeting foreign countries for this specific ad. That's how we're going to get 10,000 likes in a week. So foreign likes, and then it's going to have you select your page. So if you are like me and you are an admin on multiple pages, you want to make sure that you're hitting the right one. So right now it defaults to the business of food trucks. Well, I want this ad to get 10,000 likes for the Square One small business services page. So I'm going to select the Facebook page. Now you're going to hit a start date. Let's just have it go out for a Monday. Noon is fine. And this is also important. If you've hit a daily budget, but you don't hit an end date, guess what? It's spending $5 a day until you come in and you make this campaign end, right? Or you can set the end date right now. So I want this to run from the 20th through the 24th, and it's going to run until noon on the 24th. So just a little tip and trick here. On the weekends, Facebook ads cost a lot more. So if you want to run a week at a time, then I highly suggest it. So Monday through Friday is going to get you more bang for your buck. Okay, so we've got our start date. We've got our end date. Here's how we're going to spend the least amount of money and get the most amount of likes is your audience. Now, I've already given it away here. We're hitting foreign countries, right? So it's going to default to the people living in the United States. I'm going to go ahead and edit that. That's not what I want. United States, unfortunately, it costs a lot more money to reach people here. But if we take out the United States, it's going to say, hey, you need to put a location in. And here are the countries that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. So first one, Bangladesh. We want to make sure that we're hitting the country and the region, not the address, right? This is Bangladesh Boulevard in New Jersey. That's not what we're after. We're after the country of Bangladesh. Again, let's hit Brazil. We want the country. The Philippines. We are hitting the country. British Virgin Islands. Spell that right? Yep, country. Okay, so these right here are gonna be your big ones. We could also put in Portugal. So if I've ever run an ad like this, these are the 5 countries that I want to hit because they are the cheapest countries to get your ad in front of the people there. Now, we want to make sure that we're not only doing the location, but as we scroll down, we can hit this age. If we want to play around with the age, now if you're after 10,000 followers, it really doesn't matter what their age is, right? It really doesn't matter what their gender is. But detailed targeting, still, I don't care if they like small business. I don't care if they like libraries. I don't care what they like because right now my goal is just numbers. Again, not a great strategy if you're trying to build a business page, if you're trying to, brand yourself here in the United States or here in Kansas City. This may not be a good skill for you to, have, but I'm going to teach it to you anyway, because there are so many pages out there that have 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 followers, but they're not getting engagement. And so I don't want you to think that they are just so good at what they do. There are tips and tricks behind it. And this is just one of them. So I'm not going to mess with the age, the gender, the targeting, but I am going to mess with the language. So languages, it's going to hit all languages because I've selected lots of different places that speak lots of different languages. But because my ad is going to be in English, I want to edit this to English and all, or the UK version or the US version. It honestly doesn't matter. I like to default to all. So this is going to hit people in these countries that speak English. Allegedly, enough English that they put it on their Facebook page. Okay. So we're hitting the English language in all of these countries. That way, we're not wasting our money with showing someone an ad that can't read it. Right. So here we go. We've got English. We're not worried about connections. We don't need them to also like our page or like one of our friends' page. We're not worried about that. The only thing we're worried about is that we're hitting these countries for the smallest amount of money possible. It sounds terrible. It makes you feel like a terrible person. It feels like exploiting these people. Um, but I'm telling you that people do it. I'm telling you that Facebook pages for years have been hitting these foreign countries just to get those vanity metrics, those page likes, those video views. Video views is huge. If you see a video that's got all of these views, but they only have a couple likes and a couple comments, someone has probably gone through and run this ad just to get those video views up. So it's part of the reason that the Facebook algorithm sets businesses back sometimes, is because if a video has a ton of views, they're going to show it to more people, and the more people it get shown to, the more likelihood that there's going to be engagement there. But unfortunately, that's not the case all the time, right? Like a video may have a ton of views. Like if we run an ad for video views with the foreign countries, and they might not comment on it. Why would they? They might not understand it. And so as we continue on with this ad here, we don't worry about connections. Placement, we're going to do the automatic placements. Recommended, it's the default. We don't need to worry about manual placements. And then we're going to hit this next button. So here we go. Trucking onward. All right, now we've finally gotten to the part where we're going to create an ad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this ad. I'm going to name it Start a Business Ad. And then I'm going to remind myself that indeed this is a foreign ad. So it's going to ask me the identity of the page. We've already selected Square One. The ad creative. Now it's going to default to my my cover photo right on my page, which happens to be the square the food truck workshop stuff. Now I'm going to take that out because I don't need my primary text to be like, oh, know how to open a restaurant or do whatever we're doing with the Square One page. This is not the ad that's going to get me all of those page follows. So I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to go to add media, and I'm going to add an image. Now you may have an image that you want to use, but here's the thing. You can go into an upload, find one that already exists. You can go into your account images, look at your different page images. There's lots of stuff that you've probably already posted that'll work just fine. Lots of business images, or if we come through here, we can search for anything that we've got here. So this image, let's see what this looks like. Just a guy on a computer, right? A normal looking dude on a normal looking computer. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. The image is going to make a difference. We want to make sure that it's eye-catching. We want to make sure that it has to do with the copy. But what we're going to do with the copy now is take all of this text out. We don't need all that text in there. And we're just going to say, have you ever wanted to start a business? Like this page if you have. Very easy. You ever wanted to start a business? If you ask anybody, have you ever wanted to start a business? The answer is probably yes, right? Like this page if you have. Okay, perfect. Now, we're going to add to this. See our little smiley face over here? This is how we're going to add emojis. And we're going to add emojis to this just to make it a little more eye-catching. And so the first thing we're going to do is come over and we're going to hit that. There's a thumbs up emoji that I'm looking for. Here we go. And we can just scroll down. Here's our thumbs up. Everybody uses that thumbs up for a like. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to move it over here. Like this page. I like both of them. And let's do, I don't know, another eye-catching one. How about this money sign? And let's move that over here and over here. delete it right there. All right. Oops. So we've added these emojis to make it a little more eye-catching. Have you ever wanted to start a business? Like this page if you have. Now, because this is hitting these foreign countries, they're going to be able to read this very limited English and understand the fact that they're supposed to like the page because we put the thumbs up there. So this is all the ad creative we really need. I'm going to move a couple things around so everything's on one line here. I'm going to scroll down. The tracking, we're not going to set up tracking because we don't need people to go to a website. We don't need people to register for an event. I'm going to keep scrolling down here. And if I hit this publish button, which I've already said I'm not going to do, it's going to start that ad. It's going to get approved. And because I said that it's going to start on the 20th, which is on Monday, it's going to get approved. It's going to run from Monday through Friday. $5 a day. That's $25 total if it even spends that much money. And I promise you, those likes will come in because I've run ads like this before. I've run the video views before. I've hit all these foreign countries, and it's a little icky. It's not the way that organic growth works. It's not even really the way that Facebook ads should work, right? This is not the intention of building a great campaign. If you want to build a great campaign and you want to hit people in your region, because these people are not your customers. These people are not going to buy from you. These people aren't going to, even really understand what you're posting. They're not going to show up for the event. You know what I mean? Like, these are not your customers. But if you're just after vanity metrics, then this is the way to go. It's going to save you a lot of money. Unfortunately, it's going to cost you in page engagement. So if you're not worried about the engagement, if you're just worried about the follower count, then this is the way to go. If you guys have questions, feel free to pop those in there. Again, let's go back and just reiterate some of this stuff. Instead of doing a business ad, we can run, let's run an ad as if I were maybe a realtor or something. So I want to make sure that I hit that special ad category, right? So this is a new ad. I'm going to do the same, page likes. Instead of square one, I'm going to call this Hannah Realty. Now I'm going to hit this special ad category, housing. Now what this does is it limits who I can target. So when I go to my ad set, I make sure my daily budget's still at $5. Let's go to the next page. Now here's my ad set, right? I've got my foreign likes. I would select my, whatever my real estate page was. And then I've got my start date. I've got my end date. Now my audience. Now it's not going to let me select these foreign countries. It's going to let me do that. It's going to let me select the age. It's going to let me select the gender. But what that special ad category is going to limit me to is detailed targeting. Because if I'm a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or a banker or someone in finance or a politician, there are rules surrounding those things, in the fact that you can't discriminate based on certain things, right? So if I go into detailed targeting, I can say I only want this ad to go to people who make $70,000 or more. I only want this to go to African-American people that live in Kansas City, Kansas. I only want this to go to, and you see what I'm talking about, right? You're detailing who this ad is going to go to. And if I'm in a special ad category, that's against the law, right? Like I can't, housing has to be equal among everyone. So I can't say I want to, sell this house, but only to a specific group of people. So be careful with the special ad category. Just don't touch the detailed targeting and you don't have to worry about it. Lisa, good question. So how would follower count help you? Follower count will help you if you are trying to make money on your Facebook page, as in being like an influencer in some way. Of course, if you're going to be an influencer on Facebook, you're probably going to have to show the engagement there as well. So if you've already got really great engagement on your page, you just don't have the follower count, then the extra followers might help. Again, the video views, those vanity metrics, they all help with the algorithm. If Facebook sees, oh, Hannah's page has 10,000 followers, it's going to default to show my content to the people that actually follow my page that have followed it for a long time. So let's say that I've run this ad, and before I run the ad, I have 100 followers. And those 100 followers are really loyal people. They comment, they like, they share my stuff. But I'm like, man, 100's not cutting it. I need more people to see it. And really, those 100 people, maybe 20 of them are active, right? The other people are not seeing my stuff as frequently. So if I run this ad and now I get all of these followers from a different country that are never going to be my customer, what that does is it triggers Facebook to say, something went on here. They got a bunch more followers. So let's show their content to the 80 people that don't see their content all the time. And what that does is if you're creating good content, that 80 that doesn't normally see your stuff as frequently as the 20 that already follow your page, that 80, they might comment, they might like, they might share. And if they share your stuff, if they comment on your stuff, then you're probably going to get more organic followers. So there is a path for this to be beneficial for you. It's just a really long way to get there. And you're going to get to a point where if you have all these followers and maybe you've built it up, to the fact that you don't even need those 10,000 anymore, you can go through and you can start deleting those followers. Now it's going to take a very long time, right? 10,000 is no joke. And this ad can get you really anywhere from, depending on how much you spend, it can get you 5,000 to 10,000 to 50,000 followers. But think about how silly it would look to go to a page that has 15,000 followers and no engagement, no likes, no comments, no shares on their content. It looks silly. So build your content up. And if you have to have the followers, go through a process like this. And maybe not this exactly. Maybe you don't want to hit all 5 of those countries. Maybe you only want to hit one, just to build your page up just a little bit, just to get recognized, because that recognition does make a difference in the weight of that algorithm. Your content will get shown to more people. Another good example is, Square One, we do Facebook Lives multiple times a week, right? This is a Facebook Live. And most people that are watching have probably, registered or they've selected going to the event. But live video works a lot differently on Facebook because some people get notified, as they're scrolling through their page. They're like, hey, this might be something you're interested in. It's a live video. Now, it's really hard to be that ad, right? It's really hard to be that thing that pops up. But if Square One, instead of having like 2,000 followers, which is, I find pretty good considering that we've built it all organically, consider the fact that we had 20,000 followers. Now, if we had 20,000 followers, our live videos would show up in a lot more news feeds than just the people that follow our page, right? So is there a reason for it? Absolutely. Is it a good enough reason to take this big risk that your content is going to still get engagement and it's still going to get likes and comments and shares? I don't know. I can't be that person for you. Justine, so you haven't looked, but have you done videos about how to create an ad for real? Yeah. So I do have a video that I did a couple months ago, and I think it's called like Facebook ads for beginners. So you can find that on the Square One page under the video tab. And I think there's like a subcategory called like social media help with Hannah. So that video class is in there. So if you want to run an ad that is going to hit real people, then I would suggest watching that class. If you're after vanity metrics, this one's for you. But I hope that helps, Justine, and we can absolutely link to that in the comments as well after the class. So let's kind of go through this one more time. And I said we were gonna hit this different ads. So if I was a real estate agent and I wanted just more people to follow my account, I'm gonna leave the detailed targeting alone. I'm gonna leave most of this stuff alone. I've already hit my my locations, and I'm gonna hit this next button. And I'm going to, I'm going to name it. Let's take this photo out and let's change the media on here. There's not going to be a great example on here. But let's say guys will just follow along with me, right? Mansion. Images. So find a free image to use. That would be my suggestion. Don't just go to Google and find one, but an image like this, right? Like, who wouldn't want to live here, right? So I'm a real estate agent. Use a stock image that's free for you. Do not do what I'm doing right now. Do not go to Google and just grab somebody's image. But if you've got those images already in your account somewhere, you can upload those. So I'm going to upload this photo, and my ad creative is going to be, let's just start. Would you live here? Give us and I'm going to put my thumbs up here. If you love big houses. Who could say no to this, right? Not many people. So I'm going to put get my emojis back out, get my thumb. I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it right here in the middle. Give us a thumbs up if you love big houses. And I'm going to add a little emoji here. Let's do something easy. Heart eyes. And let's put that right there at the beginning and at the end. All right. Would you live here? Give us a thumbs up if you love big houses. Think about how terrible a person you would be if you sent this out into a third world country like Bangladesh, and they see this beautiful house, and you've asked them, would you live here? Give us a thumbs up if you love big houses. And what do? They hit the thumbs up because they love big houses. They would totally live there, right? Ugh, you feel really, really bad about it. So maybe don't. You've got the knowledge now. You know how the ad works, and you know why it might not be the best idea for your business. So was this class a little clickbaity? Yes. But you guys are here. You guys learned a thing. And whether you take this knowledge and you go off and you are really inspired to build your organic community of people on Facebook, I hope that's where it takes you. And if it takes you to a place where you're like, I don't need 10,000 followers from a foreign country, but I do need more followers so my page has more validation, so my page has more credibility, then you know the process. That being said, this class is a short little lunchtime thing. We're kind of rolling up on the end of it. Honestly, I'm not going to hit this publish button because I would probably get in very, very, very much trouble from the library. So this is an ad that's never going to run out of the Square One page or any other library associated page. But if this is an ad that works for you, then, feel free to run it. I should mention, if you want more help with Facebook ads, like I said, there's the video that I did earlier, but if you want specific help, you want to sit down, we could do a Zoom, we can do a Google Meet, we can do a FaceTime, we can, sit down with mask and stay 6 feet apart. But I want to help you with your Facebook ads as well. Not just the ones that are hitting foreign countries, but the ones that are going to help you with your business here. So reach out to me. Let's do a one-on-one. If you have questions, drop those in the comments. And my very favorite thing is please fill out the survey, you guys. That's going to really benefit, not only me in the classes that I'm able to teach, but also it's going to benefit the library as a whole. We are funded by a grant from the Kauffman Foundation. And so I don't know if you guys know anything about grants, but we have a lot of outcomes that we need to hit, and those surveys really help us with that. Another things the surveys do is help us continue to put on classes like this one. So this was a class that someone asked for. So if you have a class that you're looking for, if you need help with your business, please fill out that survey, put your email address in there, and I will reach back out to you. We'll get a one-on-one scheduled. So thank you guys so much for joining me for our lunchtime, how to get 10,000 Facebook followers in a week. If you run this ad and it works for you, let me know. I want to know. If you run this ad and it doesn't perform as well as you thought it would, reach out to me because I want to see what you're doing and what we can do to make it better. And if you just need help with your business in any aspect, whether it's marketing or advertising, branding, or your strategy or research or skill building or anything, please, please, please reach out to us. It's mymcpl.org/square one is our website. And then, of course, you can always message us here on Facebook. So again, thank you guys. Fill out the survey, play around with Facebook ads. Don't spend too much money, trying to get all these vanity metrics. It's ultimately not worth it. But until then, thanks, Mary. Yes, yeah, Mary, it makes sense for you to use this if you're doing international trade. So a great example. Thank you so much for popping that in there. Lisa, the survey is in the link in the comments. So I will make sure that you get access to the survey. The survey is really important for me. I'll make sure everybody gets access to the survey. So thank you guys again so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.